Why, hello everyone, and happy Halloween. I hope you guys aren't going out and getting too many treats today because you still got to hit the gym and you still got to hit your meals. But I'm sure you can fit a couple treats in there somewhere. Not all treats need to have calories either. So, heading to the gym, we're going to be hitting some chest. And if you ask me, that's the best treat I could ever ask for. Chest on Halloween. No tricks, all treats. Anyway, it's pretty standard. It's like the last video I did. Just chest, side delts. I want to start with some incline Smith, ideally. And then I've been kind of messing with, instead of going from press to press, going from a press to a fly. And last time I did the machine press fly machine, and it's technically it's a fly machine, but the handles are kind of like they move on their own. I can't think of the word right now, but I turn it into a press fly, and my camera, come on, there we go. Hopefully it stays. I cannot guarantee that it's going to stay where I put it. But yeah, I really like the press flies because whenever I bring my arms all the way out, I tend to have that pain that everyone gets, like right in here. And could just be doing it wrong. But press flies feel really good to me anyway. And I always get like a good squeeze, good contraction on them. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, try to think and see if I have any insights for you guys. I am sipping on my pre. This is non-stim, and I had an energy drink at work today, so a few hours ago. I brought pre-workout with me just in case, but I was not going to make it to the end of the day, so had to go with 2 scoops of the non-stim for today's workout, which is going to do some nasty damage for sure. Now, make sure when you take your pre-workout that you're drinking it with a lot of water. I know a lot of people like to dry scoop it for whatever reason. I don't know if you're trying to save like 20 seconds or if you think you look cool, but you don't. You actually just could take pre-workout like a normal person, and the reason you put it in water is so that you also hydrate yourself, because I think it's a pretty safe bet to assume that most people, definitely not you, aren't hydrated enough. So if you have any buddies that are dry scooping, do them a favor and say, hey man, I know it looks really cool when you dry scoop your pre-workout and everyone wants to be like you when you dry scoop, but it might be beneficial to pour some water in there and hydrate yourself when you're doing that. So just pro tip on that one. I also like to put some extra salt in my pre-workout. Now, a lot of pre-workouts already have salt, but I just like to do a little extra because I know I'm going to go that hard, and I need that insurance that I'm not going to start cramping up mid-workout, and especially post-workout. So do yourself a favor, take some salt. And that's the other thing too, like if you start doing a lot of cardio in your training, you might notice that your legs start cramping up a lot more. If you take like half a teaspoon of salt before you go do your workout and cardio, you'll probably stay a lot cooler during the workout. You'll be a lot more hydrated, and you're not going to cramp. Not a guarantee, but if you're cramping, you might need to take more salt, or you might have a bigger problem. Don't come to me with your problems. I can't solve them. I can only tell you what I do and what works for me. But that is something I've been doing for a long time, and the odds of me, or I can't even remember the last time I had a muscle cramp. since I started taking my electrolytes and my sodium intake seriously. Now, I still get sore from time to time, which is, you know, not necessarily a good or a bad thing or a definite indicator of muscle growth, but I like to look at soreness as me doing something new, and I like to think that whenever I do something new to stimulate soreness, that I'm growing. Now, my logic behind that is, like, hold on. So bear with me here. This is going to be some bro science. So, we've all heard the term, you got to shock the muscle, from Arnold, okay? Now, we all know you literally can't shock your muscles by training chest on a Monday and then switching it to Wednesday. But I think if you look at what he's trying to say is you constantly got to throw new stimuli at your muscles in order for them to grow, which would make sense. In order to go where you have not been, you have to do something you haven't done before in order to get to where you haven't been before, okay? So, our bodies, when we first start working out, they get sore after each workout, like really sore, like sore for weeks. And that's when a lot of people fall off. But if you stick through it and you make it through that period, the soreness will go away. And you're like, okay, I'm not sore anymore. And then you start going harder, and then you get sore again. And then it's not necessarily every time, but I think seeking out a different way to stimulate or shock your muscle is what's really going to be a big factor in growing. Now, this isn't rooted in science, or this is just rooted in me lifting for a long time and trying new stuff here and there, listening to people that are a lot smarter than me. And yeah, don't just listen to someone because they're bigger than you. Definitely don't just listen to me. But if you hear me say something that makes sense, you know, or it's like, you know, you understand what I'm trying to say, just give it a shot. But don't go around like preaching it like it's the gospel. You know, you just got to try new stuff, and don't be afraid to experiment, and don't be afraid to explain your ideas to people that are smarter than you, because you might be onto something, and they might tell you like, hey, you're on the right track, but what you're really talking about is this. And that's how I learn, you know. Don't hold back. Speak your mind. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Don't be afraid to learn. Because every time you're wrong, that's an opportunity to learn and an opportunity to grow. But with that being said, I'm going on way too long of a tangent. Let's get started on some chest. All right, that is going to wrap up the Halloween chest workout. A little pumpkin pump, a little titty treat, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but there's something about lifting on holidays, and I don't know if I would technically consider Halloween a holiday because you don't get school off, and it's not like you're exactly celebrating anything, but anyway, that's besides the point. Something about going out to the gym on a day where everyone else is out doing fun stuff. Now, I'm not talking about the children. If you're a child and you're going door to door getting candy, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. I don't expect to see many children grinding it out in the gym. But if you are, hey, kudos to you. You're going places. But for the adults, a lot of them are going out and partying. Now, if you're partying on a Tuesday night, you got bigger problems than a Halloween party. So we'll just leave it at that. But tonight's workout was fantastic. It wasn't that long. I think I completed it in about an hour. And I teased you guys a little bit after I took my pump cover off. And that's about all you're going to be seeing right now. Just the tank top, was getting a little bit warm. So, had to take it off. Show you guys a little something. But that's about it. Anyway, I wanted to dive in to something that I'm not sure if I've talked about before. I probably have. And if I haven't, I definitely should have. Sorry. But that is, and this might hit a little close to home for some people. And, well, it should. Because I can't help but honestly kind of cringe when I see people posting stuff on social media like, y'all ain't ready for this next update. Wait till you see what happens in the next few months. Dude, you're not a season of Game of Thrones, okay? I'm not locked in to your results. And you can say that I'm being a hater, but why you gotta talk about it? Just do it. And I think that leads into a bigger problem, which is when you say stuff like that, like, y'all ain't ready, that just shows me that you're lifting for the wrong reasons. Now, it should be, dude, I'm not ready for what's about to go down. Cover up for 3 months. Don't let yourself see your physique and just do the work and then reveal to yourself all the things that you did. But if you're posting, y'all ain't ready, you're hyping yourself up for the masses of other people, and you're posting it, and you get all your boys dapping you up. Damn, King, looking good. Oh, you a dog. Like, all this dumb stuff doesn't do anything for you, dude. All those comments go away a day later, and you're just back to waiting to post another y'all ain't ready for the next update. You gotta lift for yourself, and it's cool, definitely cool to have people recognize your hard work, but I feel like there's so many people out there that are just searching for compliments from people that they know or people that they don't even know. And that's the biggest thing that is really weird to me, is people fishing for compliments from people that they don't even know. Like that's what gets you going. Because, dude, if you think about it, a lot of people, and I've been there too, where you want to get big, and if you're in the game of wanting to get big, you're always wanting to get bigger. So where you are right now, ideally you'd like to be as big as your pump, right? So you're constantly trying to get bigger. But if you're thinking about it in terms of, man, my life will be so much better when I'm this big instead of right now, you're missing out on some some key points. And those are, one, it's about the journey, not the destination. And two, the destination you can't arrive at the destination if you aren't enjoying where you are right now. So you might be 170 pounds and you might want to get to 200, 220, whatever, but that little guy is still underneath the 200 pounds, the 220 pounds. And he's the guy that got you there. And where you are once you hit 200 pounds is a result of the actions of the smaller version of yourself. And a lot of people dig themselves into a hole because they can't gain 30 pounds of lean tissue in 3 months off of some new fad diet or whatever. So they try to compensate for it by telling people, y'all ain't ready for something we've all seen hundreds of times. And I've fallen victim to this myself. So I'm just trying to, make sure you guys don't repeat the same mistakes that I have repeated, because I have gotten myself into some mental pitfalls, one could say. And I just try to be real, I don't ever, it's, I think a lot of people, want to deter the haters. They don't like it when people, they're like, the haters will never stop me or whatever. Dude, once the word hater comes out of your mouth, that's when they won. That's when you know that person has gotten to them. And everything that they do is now because of that individual. I know people that they're like, people have said that I can't do this and I'm proving them wrong. And where are they now? I haven't seen them. They're gone, right? Because they didn't have that internal motivation. They were just mad. And you can't really go very far off of anger alone. You can go pretty far, but you're not going to make it all the way. You're going to burn out for sure. So just keep that in mind. Y'all, if you find yourself wanting to say y'all ain't ready, just ask yourself what you think when somebody else posts about saying y'all ain't ready. How do you feel, right? Are you like, oh, better mark down my calendar, better put a little notification on my phone in my reminders app because so-and-so said I wasn't ready. I'm going to be waiting, okay? Just cut it out, okay? Just stop. Just lift, go to the gym, do your thing, get your meals, do your freaking cardio, drink your freaking water. Stop dry scooping, you crazy sons of bitches. All right, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope you had a great Halloween.